Hi, it's Michelle here from Virtual Miss Friday. Thank you so much for watching this video. I've really been out of videos for a long time, but I had my lifestyle space session today inside Virtual CoWorking Space, and I really wanted to do a public video that talked about triggers. And this is really interesting because this week I've had a lot of experience. I've had such a big self-development, self-growth year. I've learned a lot about myself this year, and one of the things I've been focusing on or thinking about a lot is my triggers. And this week I kind of really started to become more aware of my triggers. And when I talk about triggers, I mean things that cause either that anxious feeling in your chest or that instinctual feeling in your stomach, that type of thing. And I've been having some, conflicts with some people where there was a trigger. Actually, it was a conflict, but there was also a trigger just from a normal conversation from a random person that I'd never met before and didn't know. And then when you look at your triggers, these anxious feelings, or how you respond, how you react, it's not responding, it's reacting. Reacting is like when you just go into this triggered me and this is how I'm going to react to it. You start to really, if you can notice in your awareness, you can start to really become more aware of yourself, and where your own beliefs and thought patterns and the things that are inside of you are things that you don't necessarily want. And I'll give you an example. I'll give you a couple of examples, really. I was on a client consultation this week with a new potential client, and immediately when I started talking to this person, I was triggered. And then it was just like one of those things where I had to get through the call, and then I sat with myself afterwards and thought, okay, why am I feeling this way, particularly about this person? What do I have to believe about myself and my situation in order for me to make this instant assumption or a decision about this person that I'm uncomfortable with them, I don't necessarily want to be around them, that type of thing. And it really is interesting when you, instead of being triggered and just becoming like this victim of this person said this to me, this person did this to me, this person made me feel like this. No one's actually making you feel anything, because when you think about it, a different person can be in that exact same situation and simply not be triggered by it. So you have to understand that when you feel upset by other people or circumstances or situations, or if something causes fear inside of you, or some sort of negative response inside of you, you have to understand this is coming from you. And I remember I remember watching a video from Bashar, who is Daryl, I think his name's Daryl Anchor, and he channels this Bashar entity thing, who's supposed to be an alien from another planet. Don't know exactly, go research it. But he was basically saying that when you have these triggers, you have to ask yourself, what am I believing, or must I believe about myself or my situation in order for me to feel like this? And that is such a very interesting question to ask yourself. When fear, doubt, anxiety, worry, anger, frustration, victim-y stuff kind of kicks in, you have to step back and ask yourself, what am I believing about myself or about this situation that's causing me to react like this? And there was another instance with a loved one where something was said to me, and I instantly made the assumption that this is what it meant, and then I instantly got triggered by it and upset by it, and it caused an argument. I'm fully human here, and I'm fully willing to accept that as much as I feel like I am a very grounded person and I am a very optimistic person, things still trigger me. We're not completely void. None of us are completely void of inherent beliefs that don't serve us, you know. But the problem is we aren't normally aware of them, and we're not normally looking at the situation in a way where we say to ourselves, this is on me. So this year I've been, you know, first half of the year was a little bit icky, but this second half of the year I'm really looking at me and how I respond and react to things. So this thing was said to me, and the person that was saying it was coming actually from a place of, I guess, concern or love. But because of the beliefs that were in me, which were negative, we're talking about beliefs, I won't go into detail, but we're talking about beliefs around guilt and shame around a particular topic. And I automatically reacted from that place of where my beliefs were, and created an argument which did not serve me in the long term. It was quite upsetting. But all I can say is, and where I'm going with this is, if you are triggered by anyone, anything, any one situation, anything anyone says, even anything that you see on the television or even the news or something like that. I don't watch the news. I try and avoid it. But if you are triggered by something, you have to understand that that trigger is coming from you. It's not coming from what people are saying to you. It's not coming from what people are doing to you. It's not coming from the situation or the circumstance. It's coming directly from inside you. Because not everyone would react the same to that same thing. And what you need to then do is observe yourself and ask yourself, where is this coming from? What do I have to believe about myself or about this situation or about the other person in order to be triggered in such a way? And is there another way to turn it around? Because obviously once we can see that, and I very clearly saw why I reacted the way I did to this person, very clearly saw it, and then started to make steps to adjust that belief. Like, I believed this. I believed that that's what this person was saying to me. And don't forget, everybody on the outside of us is just a reflection of us. It's basically you looking back at you. So when these things happen on the outside, it's a reflection, and all you're doing is reflecting yourself. So when someone asks you a triggering question or says something that's triggering, it's coming from you. And I always believe that these things are here to serve us. I believe we're in a very supportive universe. So even if bad things happen, it's because we have somehow created that situation subconsciously to awaken something in ourselves, but not many of us awaken to it. We just victimize ourselves. We're a victim of, this person did this to me, this person said this to me, you know. And if you go within and say, actually, what's going on inside me that caused this situation? What's going on inside me that made me react to this situation? What's going on inside me that made me believe this was the truth about the situation or this person or this thing? It really, really is important that anything that triggers us on the outside of ourselves, we have to look at as a byproduct of ourselves and ask, where did that come from? And how could I have done it differently? And if I truly believed we lived in a fully supportive universe that was fully supporting us all the time, what would I need to learn about myself from the situation to change, to become a better person, to become a better reactor or responder, to see things differently so I can just generally become happier and less anxious, worried, fearful, whatever it may be. So all I can say is, when you are triggered, it's very easy to go into victim mentality, and it's very easy to go into, this was done to me, this person said this to me and I got upset because they shouldn't have said that, they shouldn't have done that, they should have. But in actual fact, you've got to reverse it and look at yourself and say, that happened. I know that I didn't feel good about that situation. So how can I change that? What do I need to change inside myself to feel good about the situation? What do I need to change inside myself to react differently or respond differently to that person or circumstance or situation? And I've been doing a lot of that, especially in this last couple of months. And the world never ceases to amaze me that I think I've dealt with things. I think I'm at the point where I'm more developed soul, human, whatever it is, but then something else comes up. And I think, I don't know, but I think until you're just fully, absolutely content, fulfilled, and happy with your life, these things will always keep happening to support you in making those changes within to feel happier about situations that are on the outside. So that's all from me. Triggers are not there to create victims. Triggers are there to help you evolve and to help you become a better person and a happier person, and to help you look at yourself in a different light and say, why did I react like this? Why did I say this? Why did I think this? Why did I do this? Why do I feel this? You know? Because in the end, I 100% truly believe that whatever you want to call it, God, the universe, higher self, is there to give us whatever we focus on. Whatever we focus on is what is considered whatever we desire, whatever we want. So if we're focused a lot on negative things, oh, I'm getting too old, I'm too ugly, I'm too fat, I'm too this, I'm too that, we're going to be in that area of the universe saying, okay, let's give you more of this. If you're in a victim mentality of things always done to you, the universe will give you more of that. It does not recognize the difference between, oh, this is good and this is bad. It only recognizes what you focus on. So I was particularly focused on a certain area of my life for several months. And the more I focused on it, the more difficult I felt about it, or the more uneasy I felt about it, and the more, I don't know what the word is, but it's kind of like resistance to it, fearing it, wanting to get away from it. And then it was just, because I was very highly focused on that, it just sort of came at me. Until one day it comes at you so hard that you have to wake up and then realize, what am I creating here? What have I created for myself here? What are my subconscious beliefs, thoughts, feelings, everything creating this for? And how do I change it? And the only thing you can change is you. How you think about things, how you feel about things, how you approach things. And most importantly, how you think about yourself, how you feel about yourself, and how you approach yourself. Triggers are there for a reason. And you can either take them as bad, hurtful, or you can take them as good and do something about them. That's all from me. Thank you.